Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well. So guys, in today's video, we'll see how we can create a CI/CD pipelines using Jenkins, and what we can do with this CI/CD pipeline. We can create virtual machine on Azure with the help of this pipeline. So let's start our today's video. So guys, first of all, what we need to install Jenkins in order to create CI/CD pipeline. So I have installed it because it was time consuming, so I installed it already. So what we need to do in order to install Jenkins, firstly we need to install Java, and then we need to install Jenkins. So from where I got these instruction, if you'll go to Google and if you'll type Jenkins on Ubuntu, so you'll get very first link of Linux, and once you'll go here, you will see the instructions. So firstly scroll it down till installation of Java is the prerequisite in order to install Jenkins. So you need to execute firstly sudo apt update, secondly you need to install gre, and then you need to check whether Java has been installed successfully or not. So the similar command I wrote here for installation of Java. Once Java got installed, then we need to scroll above, and here we need to go to Debian Ubuntu long-term support release. So here we are having 1, 2, 3 and 4 command. So we need to run these 4 command in order to install Jenkins. Similar command I have written here. So first command, second command, third command, fourth command. Once we'll run all these command, our Jenkins will get installed. But post installation of Jenkins, we need to open port 8080 because Jenkins will get accessible on port 8080. So if you are using Azure Cloud, then you can go to virtual machine, and in this virtual machine, you can go to the networking section. In the network settings section, you can go to create port rule, and here you can go to inbound port rule. So here I have already created a rule for port number 8080, as you can see here. So in the similar way, you can open this port, then only you can access this particular machine with the help of IP and then port number 8080. So I have accessed it with the help of IP and port 8080. So this is basically our Jenkins dashboard. So I did its installation. Second thing is that we need a repository that needs to be created on Git. So I have created one repository on GitHub, and here I'm using the same code that I have explained in my previous video. So what we were doing in previous video, we're just using Visual Studio Code, and we're running the command from Visual Studio Code. But today we are actually doing automation, so we'll use CI/CD pipeline in order to get installed everything on Azure Cloud. So in this code, what I did here, the main.tf is having the same code for installation of virtual machine. So everything is same. So it is the same thing. In output it is same, but in provider.tf, what I did here, I have used subscription ID, tenant IDs, client ID, client secret, which is basically service principal in order to get connect to Azure. So those who are new don't know what this service principal and how to create it, how to generate these parameter. I have created everything step by step in my previous videos. So just refer to those videos. But those who are familiar with these codes, so you just need to understand that I have just put it down var.subscription ID, var.tenant ID, var.client ID, and var.client secret. And I have declared all these variables in my variables.tf file. Subscription ID, tenant ID, client secret. Now what I'll do, I'll pass all these values from Jenkins secret, because when we work on live projects, we cannot put secrets in our code. Rather, we need to store under some secret handler. So Jenkins provide its own secret handler. So we'll store these secrets in Jenkins, and then we'll pull these secrets from there. So this is the repository that we are going to use. So this is basically the Jenkins dashboard. So those who are new to Jenkins, don't know anything about Jenkins, so I have placed multiple videos of Jenkins in my Jenkins playlist. So you can refer to my Jenkins playlist, and from there you can see from very basic how we can start Jenkins. So in order to create a pipeline in Jenkins, we need to firstly go to new item, and here we can give any name to our pipeline. So let's give it as a test project, and then we need to select pipeline as an option, and we can click OK. So once we are done, we don't need to do anything. We just need to scroll it down till pipeline section, and here we are having some code already placed here. So firstly we'll click on this hello world section and we'll save it. And once we'll click on this build now button, we'll see whether that particular code is working or not. So we can see the pipeline view here. So sometime it happened that once you install Jenkins, you'll not be able to see this kind of pipeline view. So you need to install pipeline stage view plugin. So how we can install that? So firstly we need to go to dashboard, then we need to go to manage Jenkins, then we need to go to plugins, and here in the available plugins we can search for pipeline stage view. So as of now we are not seeing it because it is there in my installed plugin, because I was also facing the same challenge. I was not able to see the pipeline, so I installed this pipeline stage view plugin. So as you can see here, pipeline stage view plugin is installed here. So you need to get it installed in order to see pipeline view here. And if we'll go to the build, there is one number mentioned here in build history. So if we'll click on it and if we'll go to console output, so we can see output of that particular code. So the output was just to echo hello world, so that we can see here. And whenever we create any project in Jenkins, just like we create test project, it create a path on the machine where Jenkins is installed. So this is the path where this product will get create in our Linux machine. So this is the common path, varlib Jenkins workspace. Inside that, if we'll create any other project, so the same project folder will get create here. So we can check it by going to the machine. So here I have installed Jenkins. So we can go to this path and check whether this path exists or not. So yes, we are here as of now. And here I'm not seeing that workspace directory as of now, but I'm not sure why it is not showing, because it is giving us the same path here. Yes, I'm not sure why it is not showing, but once we'll create our pipeline, then we'll see the content will get cloned from this repository to this particular path. It should get reflected, but I'm not sure why it is not getting reflected. So let it be like this. And now what we'll do, we'll go to same test project job, we'll go to configure, and then we'll add it this as our pipeline. So we'll just copy this code to one of the notepad and we'll edit it here. So what this code is saying, this is the very basic code. You don't need to remember anything. You just go to hello world code and you can edit your code according to the requirement. So here in stages, we need to create one stage. So first stage, what we want to create, it's the git checkout stage. Okay, and here we don't want to echo hello world. We can remove this step and we can generate this step. So how we can generate this step? If we'll scroll it down, we are having a link of pipeline syntax. We can open it here, and here we can select checkout from version control. And this is a git version control repository URL we need to give. So this is our repository. So we'll give this URL. So we'll go to code and then we'll copy this particular URL and we'll paste it here. Okay, and credential, we don't have anything. In case of branch, it is mentioned master, but if we'll go to our repository, we are seeing branch as a main branch. So we'll give it as main, rather master, and then we'll just do a generate pipeline script. So we'll just copy this particular command and we'll place it to our code. So we are good now. We can copy it and we can see whether this code is able to do a checkout or not. So we'll replace the old code and we'll place the new code, and we'll do save, and we'll try to build now the pipeline. So this is one stage. We are just taking git checkout. So it is actually taking the checkout of this complete code to our this Linux machine where Jenkins is installed. So this is successful. We can see that it took 4 seconds. So if we'll go to the second job, if we'll go to console output, so here we can see that it is successful and it is giving us the same path. Let's see whether this path has been created or not now. It should get create. Yes, now we can see that this path is created, and here we can see test project. And if we'll go to this test project, we'll see the same code, the main.tf, output, provider, variable.tf, everything that was there on our repository. In the same way it get cloned to the machine. So very first step is getting done. Now what we need to do, we need to create another stage. So what we'll do, we'll just copy the previous stage and we'll paste it here. So we need to remain two braces in the end, because last two braces is one for pipeline brace, one for stages brace. So these two remain as it is, and stage is having these four braces, that is one brace, two brace, three brace, four brace. So these four braces we need to copy it here. And remember one thing, we cannot keep stage two stage name same. So we need to differentiate the stage name. So firstly what we'll do, we can give it as Terraform initialization, and we can remove this step. And in order to write a step, what we need to do, we need to type sh, and in single quote we can run our command. So in case to do terraform init, we need to run terraform init command, but we need to make so many changes as of now, because when we were doing it from Visual Studio Code, we were just running this command. But as of now, we need to firstly check whether Terraform has been installed to this machine or not. So if we'll write terraform -version, so it is saying that command terraform not found but can be installed with sudo snap install terraform. We can run either this command, or there is a way that we can just download its zip and then we can do unzip of that particular zip, and we can store the terraform exe to user local bin. Then we can easily execute terraform command. So let's install terraform first. Okay guys, so we can type anything just like Terraform installation or Ubuntu using zip file, because that is the easiest way, and we can use any link. I use this link, I found it useful, so use this link. So firstly it is saying that we need to install the unzip, so we can do it. So unzip is now installed to our machine. Now we can go to this site and we can find out the Terraform version. So let's see whether this site works or not. So yes, it is there, and for Mac OS, Windows, and then for Linux, so I think the latest version is 1.8.5. So we can change the instruction. We are in test project directory, so let's don't copy it here. So we can download it here. So what is the latest version? Latest version is 1.8.5. So we can change it. Okay, now it is wget, and now we need to do it unzip. So we need to again change the version. We can copy this command, we can paste it here, but change the number with 1072 185. And now this has been unzipped. After that, we need to just move the Terraform folder to user local bin. It is moved now. If we'll run a command, Terraform -version. So yes, now we are seeing that the version of Terraform is displayed. So we are good with this command. But this is done. But once we'll run Terraform related command from Jenkins, then init won't work as of now because I haven't placed any of the service principal in the secret. So what we'll do, let's check Terraform version first, whether the same thing works from here also. So we'll run a command, Terraform -version. And what we'll do, we'll copy this code and we'll go to our Jenkins pipeline. In configure section, we can replace the old code and we can paste this new code with a new command. So let's see whether this CICD pipeline also give the same version that we are having on the machine. So yes, both stages now executed. And if we'll go to console output, so here we are seeing the same version of Terraform that we were seeing from our machine. So second thing is good that now Terraform command is also executable. Now what we need to do, we need to create one secret here. So from where we'll create the secret, so we can go from here and then we can go to the credentials section. Here we can go to the system section here, and if we'll click here on global, we can add credential. So we need to do service principal stored here, but before that we need to have its plugin. So we need to go to manage Jenkins, then we need to go to plugin, then in available plugin we need to search for Azure related credentials plugin. So if we'll click on this plugin, we can go for install. So let this plugin install first because we need to store our service principal here. So firstly, plugin has to be there, otherwise you will not see options related to this thing. So this plugin is installed now. Now if we'll go to credential, and here if we'll go to stores from parent, and in global if we'll go to add credentials, so here we need to search. We are seeing here Azure service principal. So this piece is coming because of that plugin. If you don't install that plugin, this piece will not come here. So automatically you can see it is asking for 4 parameters: subscription ID, client secret, and tenant ID. And in case of ID and in case of description, we can give anything. So let's give it as IAC demo or something. IAC Azure secret we can mention here. So I'm going to use this particular secret or this particular ID in our code. So I'll show you where I'm going to use, and I'm going to pause the video because I need to place these 4 parameters: subscription ID, client secret, tenant ID. These are confidential. That's why I'm not going to show to anyone. And once I'll placed it, then I'll just do click on create button and my secret will got create. So let me pause this video for a second. Okay guys, so I have created credential here and I can see that IAC Azure secret has been created. Now we are good. We can go to dashboard, we can go to our pipeline, and here in our pipeline we can go to configure section. So in this configure section, till now we have 2 stages. So now we need to increase stages. So we'll go to our old code and here we'll add one more stage. sorry, we need to leave last two braces and we can continue with the other. And here we can give a stage name just like Terraform init, and the command will be Terraform init. But what we need to do, we cannot run any command without with credential. So let's copy it. Maybe Terraform init should get work without service principal. Let's get it check. But the other command like Terraform plan and apply will not get execute with these values. So let's get it put here and save it here, and let's do it build now. So let's see what error it throws to us. So checkout stage is successful, Terraform version is successful, and Terraform init is also successful. So let's go to console output, and here we can see that initialization piece is also getting done. So firstly it is initializing backend, then it is initializing all the providers plugins related to Azure, and it get it done. Now we are good with it. But the next commands that we are having here is Terraform plan and Terraform apply. For those commands we need service principal. As of now we are not using service principal here. So firstly let me correct this command. It's Terraform and it is Terraform. So let me now copy it again, and here I'm changing the stage name as Terraform plan, and the command I'm changing it here as a plan. So I'm just copying this section and pasting and checking what error it is throwing. So let's see what it is saying here. Just copying it here, save it, build now. Because as of now we haven't given any reference of our service principal from secret. So let's see what it do here. So you can see that Terraform plan is failed. So why it is failed, we can go to console output and see that it is saying that on variable.tf in the root module there is a client secret, client id, there is tenant id, and there is subscription id. So our code is not able to find value of these four variables because these are stored inside secret. So now what we need to do, we'll again go to pipeline syntax, and here we need to use a with credential block. So if we'll go to sample step, here if we'll search for with credentials, so this is basically the credential block which we can bind to variables. Okay, and if we'll remove this code, if we'll click on generate pipeline script, so this kind of with credential block we need to place. And there are many features of pipeline that are not in the steps. These are often exposed via global variable which are not supported by the snippet generator, and you can use global variable reference. So here in with credential block we need to pass our credential that we have stored inside secret. So I checked it and I have placed in one of the notepad. I tested it and then I pasted the block here. So now what we need to do, we'll copy this with credential block and we'll embed in our code for planning. So we need to just put it here. We need to put it before steps. Sorry, we need to paste it after steps. So after step, we need to place a with credential block. So as of now, we don't need this command. We need to place with credential block here. Okay, now we are good. Terraform init we have done in our previous step. We don't need it here. but we need Terraform plan here. So as of now, we can remove this and we can remove this. So this is now the command. So let me give you idea that what we are doing here. So firstly, we are using with credentials block here, and then this Azure service principal credentials ID we need to use here. So this credential ID basically is the one that we have created as a secret. So what secret name we have created? If we can see here whether there is an Azure related thing. No, we are not seeing here. So what we'll do, we'll again go back to our project. We go to dashboard, then we'll go to credentials, and here what was the name of the credential? It's IAC Azure secret. So we'll copy it and we'll replace it in our code. Okay, so in credentials ID we need to give the ID that we have provided. After that, after placing a comma, we need to provide the subscription ID variable and anything you can give in this variable. So we have given subs ID. Similarly, in case of client variable, we need to give client ID. Similarly, client secret variable, we need to give client secret, and tenant ID variable, we need to give tenant ID. So these all four values is getting picked up from the credential section. And once we'll run the Terraform plan command, then -var we need to use, and we need to pass the variable just like what is the subscription ID that is defined in our variables section. So let's go to our variables file. So it is looking for four variable. One is subscription ID, tenant ID, client secret, and its value will be subs ID, tenant ID, whatever we have defined in our with credential section. So subscription ID, the variable that we have used in variables.tf, will be equals to this subs ID. Similarly, tenant ID will be equals to this tenant ID, client ID, and client secret similarly will be in this way. And we need to keep remember these things, that we need to place single quote in this block, otherwise it will throw some error. So now we are good with it, and let's see whether it provides us any plan or not. So we'll go to our pipeline again, in dashboard, in pipeline configure section, and just remove this section and paste the new code here. So here if we'll save it and if we'll try to build now, so let's see whether it picks up all those parameters which was getting not picked up in the previous number of pipeline that was getting failed because of non-availability of these four options. But now let's go to this pipeline and you can see that in this way it is successful. If we'll go to this pipeline, if we'll go to console output, and here we can see now it is trying to create plan that what all resources needs to be create. It is showing here just like we were doing in case of Visual Studio Code, and here it is saying that we need 8 resources to get create, 0 to add, 0 to change. Oh, sorry, we need to add 8 resource, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So plan is successful now. So what we need to do now, we will go to configure section again and we'll create one more stage. So what we'll do, we'll just copy these instruction and we'll paste it here by leaving two braces, and here we'll change the stage name first because same stage name will cause pipeline failure. And here in command we need to remove plan with apply, and we don't want any manual input. So what we do, we can pass auto hyphen approve as an option so that it will not ask us for any approval. So let's get it saved and try to execute the pipeline with build now, and let's see whether it actually create any machine on cloud or not. If Terraform init is successful, Terraform plan it is running, that is also successful. Now it is running Terraform apply. So let's see whether it got successful or not. It takes some time because it is now creating resources. So we can check live logs by going to this number 7 and go to console output. and here we can see live log, so what it is doing. So as of now we can see that resources are getting created over the cloud, as it is saying creation, creation completed. So now it is creating resources over the cloud. So once this pipeline will be successful, then we'll check whether that resource got successfully created or not. So it takes some time. So one more thing we learned, guys, here is that we can pass subscription ID, tenant ID, anything as an command line also. So by passing -var as a variable, we can pass all the variables. So whenever we do a live project or any live CI/CD pipeline, there we always stored our username, password, and our client secret, and or what we can say service principal. Everything we stored somewhere inside some kind of vault, either on Azure vault or HashiCorp vault, or you can use any secret related thing. So now we can see here that 8 resource has been added, 0 to change, 0 to destroy, and this is our public IP for our VM. So we can copy it, and we can see that this stage is also successful, and we can go to putty, we can open a new session, we can paste this IP. So as of now, I have placed the username and password in my code so that we can pick it up. But in my next example, I'll remove these also so that I can show you how we can pass them in Jenkins pipeline. So as of now, for machine username and password, I'm using the plain username and a password so that everybody can see here. But in my next video, I'll hide them also and I'll pass them from Jenkins secret. So let's try to get log into this machine. Okay, so we are successfully able to do it. So now what we need, our machine has been created. Now we want to get it destroy. So what we'll do, we'll just change this stage as destroy, and we'll change the option apply as destroy. Okay, so in this example, this is the very first example of CI/CD pipeline, so I'm doing it by changing stage name. But in my next 1 or 2 video, I'll show you how we can place both the stage apply and destroy, and by selecting the option, we can select whether we want to apply or whether we want to destroy. So as of now, we can use it, we can save it, we can build now. So now what it will do, it will not do an apply as of now. What it will do, it will destroy this time. So let's get the plan run. So it is planning as of now, and now Terraform destroy stage is coming in picture. And if we'll go to build number 8, and if we'll go to console output, so here we can see that it is now destroying the resources. So it is saying that 8 to destroy here, and we can see destroying messages here, destroying, destruction complete. So it is now destroying all those things that was created using apply stage. So guys, in this way we can create CI/CD pipeline using Jenkins, and we can create anything on Azure cloud or any cloud using Terraform. And this is actually the live example, or this is actually the example that we use in projects when we work in companies or some live projects. So in this way we need to use Terraform in CI/CD pipeline. So it is now destroying the resource, maybe it will take some time. So guys, I hope you understood the concept of how to create CI/CD pipeline, and that's why I firstly come to explain the things in my previous videos, because those were very basic things. So firstly I explained those things, and now we are doing them using CI/CD pipeline. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, just give a like to this video, and please subscribe to my channel also, and I'll see you in my next video.